Yeah. So what I'm trying to do here is show you what I'm doing, and then if you do the same on your computer, at the end of it, when we get to the end of it, there's a submit button, I think, at the bottom. Mm-hmm. Yeah, submit. And that will get your score registered, and you'll be able to pass the test that way. Does that work for everyone?
Is it the same test as on the back of the book?
Yeah, it's the exact same.
So if you've already done it, it'll be real quick.
Yeah.
Was there a question from anybody?
Okay, I'm ready, I think, to start with question number 1.
Okay, let's do that. What's the foremost purpose? This should be obvious. For participation, let's kick it off with Nidra.
B.
B. No discussion necessary?
Pretty obvious on that one.
Yeah, I got the easy one.
How many judges must the chief judge have in the club's active roster to efficiently judge the expected number of champion and driven entries? Okay.
I would say B as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
3.
That's it. In order for the certified judge to obtain credit for their services at another club, who must be notified?
The chief judge.
And the chief judge.
That would be A.
Yeah. Now, some of these questions are more for the chief judge than they are for the judges, if you see what I mean. That's why I'm sort of moving over this. Factory prepared continuation vehicles. Now, as it happens, I shut the chart off when we were on that chart. So to recap, if you're not familiar with these continuation vehicles.
I'm not.
Jaguar recently opened the line, so to speak, for making E-types.
Oh, I saw that.
And they made a few. So this is really down in the weeds because very few of us are ever going to see these. They have their own judging standards. They're not identical to the original cars from the 60s. And so for that reason, they have their own standards.
A.
Oh,
sorry.
So the class is B. The class is different, but the standards are the same, that they've got to be as they left the factory in original.
So is that a B? Is that B?
It's a B. It's the same standards.
Okay.
But it's a different
same standards, but must be judged as similar as the vehicles in champion or driven.
Yes.
Division. Okay.
So if you've got your $500,000 60th anniversary E-type and drone,
right,
you put it in drone. And it will be judged to the same standards, the same rules as the other cars in driven class 5. S2 is modified. So we see quite a few of those in Tom Crefts has got that racing E-type. If any judged item originally found on a production vehicle has been removed or missing, then so the seats, for example, there is no deduction even if the hole was fitted is still visible. That's not true. It's got to be
B.
It's got to be all trace removed. So if you took out the speedometer and put in a smaller diameter voltmeter or something, you'd have to look the part without gaps and so on. So that's B. 6. Is it important that all judges apply JCNA accepted rules and standards to each Jaguar in the same way? Anybody want to take that one?
I would say yes.
Pretty
Yes.
obvious.
Hold on. 7. When a JCNA judge's guide or technical bulletin has been approved by the AGM, its use is
Mandatory.
mandatory. So there's multiple answers here. Who should the chief judge contact to verify a guest judge's certification? And
A through D.
A through
D.
is appropriate. Now, in practice, I've been able to just do the judge's chief judge. And that's always worked. So
So just A?
it's A through D is the answer. But in practice, I've started as the chief judge and got what I needed and never gone any further.
Right.
So number 9, who must receive annual briefings and or correspondence describing all changes to the rulebook that affect the judging process? Only judges, to the pass, blah, blah, blah.
Gotta be C.
C, all judges.
Yay.
Pardon? The correct answer for number 9 is C. All judges must receive an annual briefing. That's part of maintaining certification. Number 10. If a chief judge is aware that any certified judges expect to serve at an upcoming event have not attended a recent judges' school or partaken of the alternative rules update, that judge, A would be the judge can appoint someone else. Every effort should be made to ensure that the individuals are separately briefed, or the judge may still attend that event.
B.
And it's B.
Yeah.
So, for example, Pete Reith is currently in Mexico at the Mexico City Concours. And we did a separate brief for Pete, and he's done this test and all the rest of it. He was one of the beta testers of the of this digital test. Number 11. With the exception of the separate OV team, how many judges on a champion, special or driven judging team must be certified? Only one? All of them, or some of them?
All judges.
All judges. Thank you.
B.
B. 12. Wherever possible, teams are primarily organized according to... This isn't rockets. It's B.
B. B.
Number 13. What is the responsibility of the judging team leader? And there are multiple answers here required. So introduce the team to the entrance. Promptly scan all team score sheets as the judging of each entry is completed. Deliver the score sheets to the chief judge or their assistants in a timely manner. And the team lead must ensure that each judge has completed their name and JCNA number.
I would say all the above.
Yeah, I agree.
So let's do that. (14) The prescribed 15-minute judging time limit for the judging team includes the time examining the car and recording any discrepancies, the performance of the OV checks, and the time to explain the discrepancies with the entrant and obtain their initials as acknowledgement of each.
A.
And 15 minutes is an amazingly short time to judge the older cars, for sure. A is correct, by the way. 15. Can a judge change the component they judge from one vehicle to the next within the class the team is judging? Yes, if they've judged the class and they judged the car in the past.
No.
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 Or
We shouldn't.
they shouldn't. And the reason for that is all about consistency. If there's 3 cars in the class of that particular Concours, you want to make sure that they're judged consistently, so that 1 through 3 is as accurate as possible. 16.
Wait, where were we on 15?
B.
No?
15 was B.
B, yeah, right, okay. I thought you said something about 1 through 3.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
sorry. I was giving an example of 1 through 3 cars in the class. Probably didn't need to say anything. Thank you, Gary.
Got it.
15B. 16. When a separate OV team is used, if any lights or horns are suspected of being non-authentic, so this is the Italian horns, right? The OV team leader must help the entrant replace it,
No.
make an appropriate note in the OV without indicating any point deductions,
Yeah.
make
Yes.
the non-authentic, and the answer is B.
B.
Oh.
And I heard that from multiple people. 17. Who should make the mandatory non-authentic point deductions when the OV team observes a questionable item? So again, we're back to these Italian horns. I used to have those on the TR7. 17. The primary judging team must rejudge the suspect systems and, if warranted, make the point deductions. The OV team must rejudge and make the mandatory non-authentic deductions. Separate OV teams have no restrictions as compared to standard judging teams. So
A.
A's one.
So 17A. 18. During OV, an entry is found to have an inoperative light or a system of lights. Is the entrant allowed a total of 15 minutes to correct, to seek assistance from a member of the judging team to fix the problem while judging of the class is still in progress, or 15 minutes to drive the car to and from the service station to purchase a new bulb or replacement?
A.
A.
So 18A. 19. The rules allow some flexibility in assigning deductions. For an area that is just slightly dirty, it is acceptable for the judge to deduct only 0.05 points rather than the minimum deduction of 0.1 as required on the score sheet. True, it's all a bit subjective. False, the judge must not deduct less than the minimum.
False.
False. Any questions on that? I hope not after the training. So 19 is B.
Wow.
And that's to ensure that we're
Consistency.
consistent. That a judge,
Yeah.
that a car judged in Florida, a car judged in Texas, a car judged in California, all receive. The idea is that that same car should receive
Minimum.
largely a similar score, no matter where it's judged.
Okay, I need to send you something.
So
I'll show him later. But what you
Yeah.
see.
So 19B.
B.
20. When judging cleanliness and condition, how is the judge, there's a typo there, probably.
Yeah.
How is the
Yeah.
judge to
does
indicate
the
the
judge.
locations and nature of any
Mhm.
discrepancies? Oh, no, there's
C.
a typo. That's accurate. Yeah?
Yeah, it's
That's the C and C.
It's a CNC.
So use the CNC,
It's D.
it's D.
Right.
And that's really helpful for the entrance. So And 15 minutes isn't a long time, but it's well worth knowing that. So 20 is D. The following actions by the judge are permitted during judging. You can kneel to inspect judged items, opening and closing the doors, etc., in order to conduct a proper inspection, rubbing the paint to see if it's dirt, and leaning inside with your knee or whatever on the seat cushions.
That would be A.
It'd be A, kneeling.
Don't touch anything.
So
Don't
21.
get inside.
22. Multiple answers here. A judge observes what is believed to be an obvious non-authentic item. The entrant advises that in his past 5 concours, no judge has ever identified that item as authentic. The entrant does not have documentation to validate the authenticity, but objects to it being listed as a discrepancy. The judge must, multiple answers, defer to the entrant and not list the deduction, advise the entrant that authentic options are listed in official Jaguar publications or official Jaguar sales literature, advise the entrant that if they choose not to initial the deduction, the chief judge must be informed immediately, advise the entrant that the listed discrepancy must be acknowledged, but that their initials do not indicate agreement.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 4.
It would
So
be B, C, and D.
B, C, and D.
Okay.
yeah, so that
Yeah.
so A means ignore
Yeah.
it, and B means follow up on it, and C and D and so on. So 22 is B, C, D. 23. How is legal ownership of a vehicle verified? All requirements must have been met by the entrant, or just take the word of the entrant.
A.
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 The ultimate goal of JCNA Concours judging is to maximize participation, minimize complaints, make the event fun, complete all judging within the time shown on the judging schedule, achieve a level of judging standardization and model expertise such that any given entry judged by any JCNA affiliate, that means JCNA club, would receive identical score.
E.
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 24 E echo. 25. Authenticity is determined by judging individual components for, and this is multiple answers, original materials or authentic replacement materials. Yep, no, yes.
Yes.
Correct fasteners, bolts, screws, latches, etc. of the correct size and type.
Yes.
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 Correct patterns, shape, fit and positioning.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Correct colors, finish, plating.
Yep.
Yeah.
Correct applicability to the model.
Yes. All
Yes.
the above.
So that's all of them for 25, A through E. 26. A single item or component judged to have more than one non-authentic issue, such as both the wrong configuration and finish, should be given multiple deductions, or the lowest possible deduction, or must only be given a single non-authentic deduction. However, the point deduction must be the one with the highest point value associated with the non-authenticity issues observed.
Yeah.
C.
Yeah. Single highest point value.
C. So that's 26C.
Yep.
When original parts fail and as original replacement parts are not available, almost correct, safer than original, best that can currently be obtained must not be penalised. Replacement parts still available from Jaguar under their original part number, but now having a different colour than the original, are also to be accepted as authentic. Cars that still have the original parts get bonus points. Any
B.
thoughts?
B.
Probably
I'd say
B.
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 Yeah. And that's why some of these real old cars that are in Concours condition, that somebody's put a lot of money into it, or they're almost irreplaceable. And yeah. So 27B. 28. There's multiple answers here. Which of the following are judged during OV, operational verification?
Okay.
So A,
Yeah.
Yes.
B,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yes.
C, yeah,
Yes. All the above.
all of the above. And, you're very good. I've got the answer sheet in front of me and I wasn't even looking at it. 29. In driven division, which areas of the car can be covered in clear bras without a deduction?
Oh,
All of the
A.
A post, the front sides, the rocker panel. So
No, A.
A is correct. So 29A. 30. Multiple answers here. Exterior rear view mirrors must be factory installed or factory optional equipment.
Yes.
Yep. Sourced through an official Jaguar SS or Swallow parts supplier. So this is for cars that maybe didn't come with them and they've put them on afterwards.
Are we talking older models?
Yeah, when they're talking SS and Swallow, it's
Oh,
It's older.
right. Not paying attention.
Yeah. Be of a style configuration appropriate to the vintage of the model.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So don't put XJS mirrors on your SS100.
Must be yes.
Mounting hardware, yes. So it's all
D.
30 A, B, C, and D. 31. Multiple answers here.
Oh, for wheels. Okay.
So, and by the way, each of these questions gives you a way you could find the answer.
Yeah, right to the paragraph.
Right to the paragraph. So this is an open book exam, and
Yeah.
that's why. What?
That's weird. 31 here. And discrepancy. What? I'm getting this showing that there's 4.
That's what I got, Matthew.
So 31.
I took that pass.
Which of the following is true?
That's the sheet.
Judging the wheels for correct application, hubs, knockoffs, lug emblems, and rim style and number of spokes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Judge the spokes, the wheel face, emblems, and all visible portions of the inner and outer wheel rim for cleanliness and condition.
No.
No,
No.
we talked about that.
Yeah.
I would say yes.
Yes.
No.
All
No, it's
visible.
it's not the
Visible.
it's visible. It's not the inner wheel rim.
Oh yeah, all visible.
Yeah.
No,
It's just the
not-
outer.
This is a bit of a trick.
Now you can
Yes.
see the inner wheel through the spokes.
So on some cars, when you open, so think of an E-Type, when you open the car, that's all visible. So when Dick Kovic came up with this idea, this catchphrase, if it's seen, it must be clean.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's where this really applies.
Mhm.
Okay,
Would be
and then C.
yes.
Yes.
So all of them.
Only
Oh.
visible. Okay.
So A, B, and C on 31.
A, B, and C on 31.
Got it.
And go just to re-emphasize this brake calipers thing. That's where, if you see the aftermarket calipers on an XK 120, this sort of, they've got to be clean, but they don't have to be original types. That you can get away with disc brakes on your car that had originally had drum brakes.
Which of the following is true?
So number 32. Which of the following is true? Now,
Let's see. 1, 3. So
for
this
champion,
Yeah.
there must not be any deduction for entrance choice of black or sidewalls. Provided.
Yes.
That's correct. Yes.
For driven, there must not be any deduction for an entrance choice of black or white.
That's
Yes.
correct. 32.
Yes.
It's A and B.
A and B. And the key point here is that for a champion, it's got to be specifically applied.
Vintage.
It's got to be specifically available when new. But you could put white walls on your XJ8 if you like, if they're if you can get them for that era. If it was in driven. 33. All models delivered to North America were provided with a prepared bumper location and/or specific devices necessary for mounting a front license plate. If the model was originally delivered with a separate front license mounting device, that device must be displayed for judging either on or off the car.
True.
True.
True. We spoke about that earlier, and that a lot of the sports cars are missing their the front
Yeah.
plates, brackets, and so on, because they look nicely without them. Let's be honest, right? Number 34.
Yeah, I had to sign a waiver that I only have one license plate for my car.
Oh, you have to.
So this is not about the plate. This is about the bracket that attaches it to.
Yeah, I never had a bracket on my car.
Yeah.
You
So
came with one.
Mine didn't come with a
well,
bracket.
no. It came from one when it was originally bought. And it go-
I had no license plate, no nothing.
yeah, but you bought it as a pre-owned car, right?
Yes.
So when
well,
it was first bought from the original dealer, when it was brand new with 0
Yeah.
miles on it, it had one.
Yeah.
And that's
there was no front bracket.
Then you must order one if you're going to show your car.
Yeah.
Oh, I do. I already have it.
Okay.
But my car only had one license plate. It didn't have two. It didn't come with two.
Plates.
yeah. We understand the plate situation.
But you're talking about the bracket.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you park your car, put
Yeah,
the next
yeah.
to it, all good.
Yeah.
So to
Four.
recap, 33 was A. 34. By the way, we're doing great on time here. Which of the following are correct regarding license plate frames in Champion? And there's multiple answers. Current or past Jaguar dealerships, JCNA, JCNA clubs, or promoting the Jaguar mark are accepted.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Frames of any material are allowed.
Yes.
Yes.
Judging criteria are identical in Champion and Driven.
No.
Yes.
No.
And the answer is no, because that you're limited in Champion to sort of be, promote Jaguar, but in Driven you could promote the San Francisco 49ers or something like that, as long as it's clean and in condition, right?
Only politically correct frames.
Okay.
That probably doesn't, you can't probably be politically correct no matter what you put on anything these days, but anyway. So A and B for 34. 35. Which statements are correct regarding overmats, footwell rugs, and/or aftermarket floor mats? Multiple answers. Factory-fitted overmats must be presented for judging outside the entry.
Yes.
Yes.
Non-authentic mats are not judged, but they must be removed.
Yes.
Yes.
If non-authentic mats are not removed, or if factory mats are missing, they must be assigned non-authentic deductions.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. $36. So that for those listening, 35 is ABC.
Got it.
36. All leather wrapped steering wheels are acceptable. True or false?
False.
False.
I don't know if Mark Mayuga's on, but he's doing me the gracious, graciously restoring my E-type wooden wheel. So thank you to Mark. 37. This might get complicated.
No.
So for vehicles in which the boot area is part of the interior, such as station wagons or SUVs, retractable covers are to be extended for judging. Fixed covers that are lifted by raising of the rear hatch cover are to be disconnected from the raised rear hatch for judging. Champion division. The cargo area is to be judged. If the cargo cover is not in place, the cargo cover is to be judged as missing or non-authentic. Driven. If the cargo cover is in place, the cargo area is not to be judged. If the cargo cover is not in place, the cargo cover is judged to be missing or non-authentic, and the cargo area must be judged.
False.
And the answer is it's actually.
Is it true?
It
That's
is
a little
true.
confusing.
And I think the example is this: if you have an X-type, which we do, an X-type wagon, and the cover is extended, you can't see inside the trunk. And if I entered that into driven, then you're not supposed to judge the trunk.
Right.
But if I put it, if it was open,
Champion.
now even in driven, if it was open or that cover was missing, then the trunk area is part of the interior, and the interior judge is going to see that huge big coffee stain in the carpet, and so you get deductions for it.
Wow.
So
True.
This is one of these questions that could almost do with a diagram and a photograph and so on, but
that makes sense for the station wagons.
It's only for the station wagons and for the SUVs.
Okay.
So when because the cargo area is part of the interior.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So that's true.
A lot of words in that one.
It is confusing.
And,
It's not as easy as you think to come up with all these questions and answers.
what's that, Steve?
It's not as easy as you may think to come up with questions and answers.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think the reason we're having a dialogue is because it raises the issue, right? So it's good. Who would have thought Jaguar's making SUVs? Right, 38.
Looks like.
What happened? So back to 38. If the owner's manual is in a pouch and its cover cannot be clearly seen, the entrant must be asked to remove the owner's manual from the plastic pouch for judging.
True.
Yeah. So that is true. some of this stuff could be 60 years old, so or more.
Well, that would be the question. That plastic pouch is very, very fragile when it's 60
Yeah.
years old on an E-type.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be messing with it. But if you can't see the owner's manual, that's important.
So a good tip for people. So if that ever does happen, a good tip to pass on to the entrant is take it out ahead of time. Just
Yes.
keep it separate.
Where do you leave it? On the seat, on the carpet, or just hang on to it?
Outside.
It could be in a glove box. It could be.
Okay.
It could be on that picnic blanket with everything else.
So you just need to see that it's in the glove box.
What we're
Because
looking for is to.
if you put it on the seat, it could be covering up a hole in the seat, for example.
That's true.
So the important thing is to be able to see it, and so it would and get eyes on it to avoid it being in the way, either on that picnic blanket that I mentioned or in the glove box. But then the entrant has to sort of get it out of the glove box and show it and all the rest of it.
Okay.
The
As long
biggest
as you see it.
concern-
Is it judged for condition then?
The biggest concern is with those mid-70s, late 60s cars that have those plastic pouches, and when you unsnap them, it tears the pouch. And
They're also in the early E-types in the 60s.
Yeah.
okay, well, all that era that has that plastic pouch, and I understand there's 3 or 4 versions of that pouch, but as long as you can see that, yeah, he's got the pouch, there's the owner's manual in it, it's not empty, don't ask him to unbutton it.
So is
Hey, I have a question.
is the manual judged for condition itself
No,
or the manual cover?
is it just the fact that they have it?
Oh, it's just for its presence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then on the later cars, they went to those nice leather pouches.
Yeah.
And those are easy to open up. And if you want to slide the manual out, there's actually like 4 or 5 or 6 different manuals in there. And there's something for the radio and something for the owner's manual, and I can't list all of them. Mostly
I have a
you
question.
should have the owner's manual in there.
Question.
So 38 was A. 39. When judging a 67 E-type, the exhaust manifolds that should have a shiny black porcelain coating have portions of that coating intact, but are mostly otherwise rusty. Can the judge take both an authenticity deduction and a condition cleanliness deduction?
No.
So I'm going to look at chapter 5, F3C, because this is there's a concept here.
F3C.
Chapter 5.
Not 6 into it. V16.
Page what? V16. Oh, yeah.
Pulse finish.
You can't take an authenticity deduction because it's authentic, even though there's porcelain is somewhat gone.
It doesn't say. They must receive deductions in proportion to the amount of coating that is missing, but it doesn't say anything about rust, does
For
it?
authenticity.
So they do rust. So the coating is authentic and the condition deduction is to be taken. So if it's very rusty,
So no,
very dirty,
only a condition. Only a condition.
There's
deduction.
no-
so it's authentic, but it's got a condition issue.
Right.
So you can't give deductions for both.
Well, in
No.
this particular case, it is authentic because it has the shiny black coating, but
Yes. So the answer is B.
the answer is B, yeah. So 39B. Which of the following statement correctly applies? This is question 40. Which following statement correctly relates to Jaguar Cars Limited on engine compartment vehicle data plate? And there's multiple answers to this. It is exclusive to each entry. So we're talking about the tag that's got the car details.
F6.
It's equivalent to the VIN plate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
B and C.
So So it's A because it's exclusive.
It's
to the
exclusive.
gentry.
Yeah.
Because car number 1, 2, 3 will have,
Huh?
and car number 1, 2, 4 will have a different one. It lists the chassis, body, engine, and gearbox serial numbers. And this is on V18, so why don't we just do that? One of the takeaways from this test is to become familiar with the book. So V18, number 6, data plates, it's in there. It is exclusive to each entry. It lists the body, engine, gearbox
Yep.
serial numbers.
Yep.
And judges must not assess. So it's all
Judges must not
three.
assess the condition.
Mhm.
A lot of freshly restored E-types have reproduction data plates, and I think that's kind of sad because it's sort of it's like its birth certificate, if you know what I mean.
Well, part of the problem with the reproduction plates is if you have replaced the engine, you just hammer a new number on the data.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I believe all the data plates were factory riveted to the car,
Yeah,
and the reproduction ones are usually fastened with a screw of whatever kind. Unfortunately, that black stuff over the years gets cleaned off, and you may just have a really shiny plate, but the numbers are still there. So the point of it was, as long as you have the original plate, it's okay. I have had entrants say, I have the original plate in my hand, and I have a really pretty one on the car.
Oh,
Well, I accept that as okay, not that I like it, but they have the original plate. So that's a catch-22 one. I don't have a good answer for it. But the point of it was, don't deduct for a original plate that's been polished clean. Correct.
so that's
Yeah, like the one
that's
you
what we're
just
talking
showed.
about. Now, why do I have a data plate in my hand? Is
I was
because
going to ask that, but I didn't.
because the car has been repainted and rebuilt, but it's going to get its original one back on it one day.
Okay, then how are you going to fasten it?
Rivets.
You have authentic looking rivets, not pop rivets?
I don't know yet. I'll be aware of it when I get smart.
What did you remove?
I'll talk to you later about original rivets because I want it to look right. 41 for OV,
Yep, 10
where
more
the
questions.
judge finds.
I can't get this thing tomorrow.
41 for the operational verification judging, where will the judge find the deduction for either a non-functional single filament or an inoperative system?
B.
Operation verification score sheet.
That's B, isn't it?
Yes, B. I'm looking at it.
42. So 41 was B. 42. Engine compartment. Would it be bad for me to say aluminium components and fittings whose original sandcast-like coarse finish has been removed through polishing, or the process must be assigned a non-authentic deduction?
True.
True.
And that's B. It's over restored. It's become a caricature of what it was. I'm looking at the answer sheet here.
Yeah,
And 42, the
It's
official
true.
answer says true.
it's true.
It's true.
I
Yes.
read the context wrong. I know
Yeah.
it needs the non-authentic deduction.
Yeah, we misread the question at first.
Miss.
Oh, I actually have true on that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is
it is
true.
true. Yeah, yeah.
It's true.
So to recap, if the coarse cast finish has been polished out, it's not correct. It's not authentic, and it should get a deduction. And
Right.
the correct tense for this question is true. 42A. 43 through 50. Assume champion division. And how many points do you deduct for the following items? This is where you need a book. Does anybody here not have a book?
I don't have a book.
Is that the book that had to be printed? That's like 200.
Rule book.
It is the rule book,
Yeah.
but in it there's a quick reference guide,
Mhm.
but the references here are to the actual book itself.
Where is the reference guide?
It's near the,
Give me a minute.
It'd be just at the end of everything. And if you have a recent book, you probably still have your printed test at the end of it. It's just before.
Yeah. It's for the test?
Yeah.
What is it called?
There's a quick reference field guide, isn't there?
Yes.
Wait, is that in the table of contents too?
At the back, it's quick reference, page QR1.
Thank you.
I can hear me.
Huh.
So in my book, it's just in front of the test.
I don't have a queue. Mine goes from page V1, then it goes into the appendixes.
Should be VI 1 for chapter 6. Then it goes into the appendix, and then it goes into the glossary, then it goes into the index.
Yeah. Oh, I found quick reference.
Yeah.
I found,
That would be it.
thank you.
And this is actually it's what is it, 6 to 10 pages,
That sounds right.
and it summarizes the non-authentic deductions really well. So
It took all of chapter 6 and reduced it to just the deductions.
Yeah.
That was Dick Kavic's idea.
So, so quick question. If a judge says it's non-authentic and it really is authentic, then that's when you would, as an entrant, ask to speak to the chief judge or something?
yeah, so for example, if you've got something on your car that the judge thinks isn't correct,
Yeah.
um,
Can I just say what it was?
well, if this is a specific example, yeah.
Yes, so my XK, there's a chrome surround on the gear shift knob, but that whole area. And I was deducted points because I was told that it wasn't authentic or didn't come from the manufacturer that way, that it was added. And all the other XKs that were there, the later model XKs, all have that chrome surround. I don't know if I was the only one that got a deduction or if we all got a deduction.
That's where you can file a protest if you cannot resolve it on the field. And then you could say just what you said. And if you can provide factory pictures, you take a picture of yours, find a brochure. Say,
Yes,
"Oh, that looks just like it does in a brochure."
That's what I have to find. There's no brochure out there that actually has a picture of the gearbox area.
What year is your car again?
It's a 214 XK.
Bridget, this is Nidra, and I just was at Coventry Foundation, and we have a ton of brochures from most later models. So I can, if you send me your information, I can find a brochure for you.
I've got
Okay.
a 14 brochure.
I don't know if there's an actual picture in the
Well,
brochure.
I can check and see what I can find.
Okay.
This is a soft copy, sort of electronic version. And
That's the chrome one.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is a good example of like worth talking to. So in general, the judge identifies a non-authentic deduction. The owner if it's like an obvious one that it was going to be pulled up, like the
Deeper or something.
a leaper or the raised rear spoiler on an F-type that didn't come from the factory like that, but it was an accessory, then a well-prepared entrant would have a proof of it, like an accessory and stuff like that. If they didn't at the time, they should sign the non-authentic deduction.
Right.
Then
because
follow up with
it-
the chief judge that, hey, when I get home, I'm going to send you a thing. Then and this is really a
Yeah, and as an entrant, you would need to know that.
yeah. Yes. Right.
But
So
they don't tell you that when you're being judged, and you're not given the opportunity to remove any items that are non-authentic, even though that the judges are supposed to give you that time to remove them.
Let's press. So 43.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
So to recap, 42 was A, and the next few questions are all about doing a little bit of math here in practice. So you come across a car, you're in champion division, you've got 4 wrong diameter tires and 4 wrong diameter wheels. So an example would be a XJS is supposed to have 15-inch wheels, and then this one has 16-inch wheels. Because it has 16-inch wheels, the tires are 16-inch diameter also. So you've got wrong diameter wheels and tires. Should the deduction be 32 points, 8 points, or 28 points?
28.
Mhm. It's 28.
28.
Yeah.
This requires you to go to table F and do some calculations.
Yeah. So let's go to table F. Page 6-8. So page 6,
Line 49.
8. So line 49 says tires, 2 each. Max deduction 8.
So then it's C.
And the wheels. So that's
Oh.
just for the tires.
That's
Nope.
just
That's just the tires.
And then the wheels, we've got 6 each with a maximum deduction, which would multiply by 4, we give you 24. But the max deduction is
Gotcha.
20.
It's 20. It's 28.
So it's 20 plus 8,
28.
28.
Mhm.
So this is a good example where
Mm,
the max deduction kind of trumped the math, if you know what I mean. So the answer with 43 is B.
8 points. Oh, for each affected tire or wheel combo. Okay.
So the tires give you 8
That makes
points,
sense.
and the wheels are 6 points each. Now 4 6s is 24. But the maximum deduction for wheels is 20, not 24. So it's 20 for the wheels plus 8 is 28. We know all about this. We live this because our car does this. Right, 44. What is the deduction for a non-functioning, missing or non-authentic 4-way flasher system? 615.
Table G.
2 points.
And it's that line 19, 2 points. Yeah, whoever said that, well done.
2 points.
And in the 15 minutes of judging something, that's why this test is trying to refer you to this, because to get to the right page quickly.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Of the quick reference guide is the small version you carry around, not necessarily the 200-page version.
Gotcha.
44B. 45. What is the deduction for a championship entry whose spare wheel is determined to be the wrong size or shape? Wrong size or type, sorry. In consultance with the exterior judge, it is confirmed to match the exterior wheels.
Table H 19.
Line 19.
6.
6. 6 points.
6 points.
Oh wait, I need to put that on here. 44, that's 45. 6.
46. So 45 was C. 6 points.
So can I ask a question about that? If it matches the exterior wheels, it means that all 5 wheels are incorrect.
Yes.
All right. So this is just the deduction for the spare wheel, but you've already taken the deduction for the 4 exterior wheels.
That was done by the exterior judge, not the boot judge.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Thanks for clarifying, because there is a subtlety about maximum points being 20, and you would already go, the entrant would have already got 20. But there is a separate entry for the spare wheel versus the road wheels. So 45 was C, 6 points. 46, a 1964 E-Type Champion Division entry has the wrong cam covers and a wrong voltage regulator. Deduct so much for the cam covers and so much for the wrong regulator. So let's look at
4 points.
20.
Oh, line 72. 4 points. And
Voltage trigger is 4.
so line 14
Yeah,
for the cam covers is 4.
yeah.
And line 72 for the voltage regulator control is 4.
So
4 times 2 for the cam covers.
There's 2 cam covers.
Yeah, so it's 12 total.
So say 12, right?
8 points.
So that's 10.
D.
So 46B, by doing the math from that table.
8 and
Just
4.
about done.
Deduct 4 each. Oh, you got to put that in. Deduct 4 times 8 points. It's B. So we can't fill in the. We don't fill it in. We just click on B.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Nearly there. 4 left to go. 47. What is the deduction for a standard XK150 that has with a gold cylinder head? So 47.
V1.
B.
So
That's 2 points.
that's 2 points. So the
2. It's B.
it is B.
Yes.
So the rule book is pretty good with these tables that show what it should have and all the rest of it. So 47 is B, 2 points. 48. What is the mandatory deduction for non-authentic exhaust manifolds on an XK engine?
4.0, and then it says C notes D. So 4 each.
And because they have 2 manifolds. Yeah.
And yeah. So that's, where do you find the notes?
So 620.
It says,
So note D is on page 622 or VR 22.
yeah.
And there's an explanation on how they were originally quoted. 49. An engine compartment has 15 wrong hose clamps. What is the deduction per clamp? What is the maximum deduction for wrong hose clamps? So
1 point, maximum of 10.
Mhm. Right.
Wait, can we go back to 48? Was that 4 points each for C?
yes, 48 was C.
C.
The key there is the table shows 4 points per manifold, but in the car, and the particular car has 2 separate manifolds. So that's why it's doubled up. So 48 was C. 49 was 1 point each for a maximum of 10.
Okay. $50. Oh, I need to put it on here.
Okay.
And then
And then in 50, the last question. In Champion Division, a non-authentic, oversized extra radiator core must receive a deduction of, on page 621, line 54, the
8 points.
radiator
8.
is 8 points.
A. Oh, and we're done.
And we're done. Now then, what you need to do now is hit submit. And then it should submit, and it should reveal to you your score. So I'm going to do this in front of everybody here.
Might not.
Oh, I guess I didn't answer all the questions.
Why not?
I had something go wrong as well. It was up at the top.
Number 24,
Number 24. Let's
the ultimate goal.
24, yeah.
That's all of them?
Yep. I had one wrong, 49 out of 50, and it's that one I couldn't, it would not record my
24
mark.
is E.
Number 40.
So
I got it wrong.
So Gary, what happened? Did you say?
I got 49 out of 50, but on number 40 question, it was all of them, A, B, and C. The problem was I kept clicking A and it wouldn't record as clicking on it. So
My response is being recorded. Sorry.
It's all right.
I got 50 out of 50. Nice job, everyone.
So Gary, you had a problem with 40 and it didn't take them all, right?
yeah, number A would not record when I pushed it. So it showed me missing that one.
Okay.
But I kept trying to push it and it wouldn't record.
Well, A, you passed. Well done with the 49, obviously. But we can override the score, and you've explained what you were trying. You know, you had to take a mouse issue or something like that.
Well, I was going to say something at the time, but it really didn't seem that important, so I let it go.
Okay. So submit. what do folks reckon about this digital format of doing the test?
Yeah, great
50.
job.
Great way to take a test.
Works well.
Matt did a great job.
Yeah,
Good
it's
job, Dave.
cool.
Someday
That's
he'll
good.
Someday he'll replace his father as chief judge, right, Matt?
So I'm going to stop sharing this and go back to the thing. I think we're done with everything we need to here. Anyway, if there's no questions of this, I'm going to stop recording. Say thank you very much for your time. Really do appreciate it. And thank you for supporting the Concours effort and so on.
You have a nice collection of books, but I don't see mine in your library.
Oh,
All right.
Yeah,
which book? We need title.
We need the time. Anyway, thanks again.
Thanks,
Unless there's
Dave.
any questions, we can wrap up and enjoy the rest of the weekend.
Yeah,
And
thank you, Dave.
everyone.
Thank you,
Wonderful
Dave.
weekend. Bye-bye.
And thank you, Matt, too.